This is a hack you need to know for altering your own clothes. A few weeks back, we went to Dollywood and I got this adorable sweatshirt. But unfortunately, I didn't realize that the inside was this like fleecy material that is really unstretchy and wildly unforgiving. So when I went home and put it on, it was really tight and just made me feel very uncomfortable, which is what my 20s and 30s were for. I'm in my 40s now and I demand comfort. Here's what I'm gonna do. And I want you guys to know this because you can absolutely do this hack as well. And it's really helpful for making your clothes fit the way you want them to fit, okay? So I am ripping off the bottom waistband with my seam ripper. Get rid of it. And once you do that, you're going to rip up the side seams all the way up to your armpits. What this leaves you with is like a V shape. Now, here's where you decide how much of a V you want to add in because we are going to put a panel in here. So mine was 5 inches across the bottom, and then you need to know your top two side measurement, which was 16 inches. I glued some paper together to create a template. My bottom was 5 inches across, so that's what I made the width of the paper. And then I just fold it in half and find where 16 inches is on my ruler because that was the distance from my bottom hem up to my armpit seam. You're going to trace that, just get those measurements exactly as you want them, and then cut out your paper. Don't use your nice rotary cutter for this. I have a secondary rotary cutter, which I use for like paper and all kinds of other crap that I don't want to ruin my nice blades on. So then I found this remnant that I had just like in my stash. It's a Ponte knit, nice and thick, but has a lot of stretch to it. So these little panels are going to give me the stretch I need to make sure that I can fit into this sweatshirt comfortably. Pin it up one of those sides, and you're going to sew from bottom to top and just run it off once you get to that armpit seam. Then you're just going to open it up. See how we've got half the panel there, and just attach it on the other side. Then you're going to sew this one. Now you can use your serger, but if you don't have a serger, just use a zigzag stitch on your regular sewing machine. You can do this no matter what machine you have, I promise. Here's what your panel is going to look like. Like it blends in, guys. Plus it's in your like under your arm. Now, on the flip side of this, you could use a fun fabric for that panel, and that would make it even more exciting. Once you've sewn those panels in, you need to try the sweatshirt on and make sure it's what you want. If you need to make any alterations at that point, do it. Now, if you're ready to move on, we need to put that bottom band back on. Now, I stretched this one out to see how it might, fit, and I didn't like it. I felt like it was still going to be too snug. So I measured across the bottom, and then I measured what that band was when you open it up, and I got 32 inches across and then 6 inches wide. Match your pretty sides together along the short ends, and I want you to take those to your machine and sew the seam. This is creating a very large circle. Fold your wrong sides together so your pretty sides are out, and you're going to mark your quarter points. And you're going to do that on both the band and the sweatshirt. Then go around and match up your quarter points, putting your seam. I like to put mine on the side. Some people like it to put it in the back, wherever is fine. Ideally, you want this band to be a little bit smaller than the width of the bottom of your sweatshirt. See how I have to like stretch it out to make it match? It's like maybe 2 inches shorter on each quarter point. That's going to give you a little bit of fitting around the bottom of the sweatshirt so it doesn't look like it's just a huge baggy mess. I said I wanted it comfy. I didn't say I want to look like a potato sack. Quick little tip, I like to sew my serger tails in with an embroidery needle because that locks them in and keeps them from coming undone. It also just gives it a little bit more of a professional looking finish. And ta-da, there you go. You can do this on any shirt, you guys, and you can do this no matter how much of a beginner you are, I promise. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments. Like and follow for more.